So now we are resuming our studies from scene 5 of Act 5. So these are the last scenes of the play, Edward II. So in this way we start. Now this is Berkeley Castle. Enter Matrevis and Gournay. Matrevis. Gournay, I wonder the king dies not. To which the channels of the castle run, from whence a dam continually ariseth, that were enough to prison any man, much more a king brought up so tenderly. Actually, the killers, the soldiers are surprised that what is that king is so powerful that he is not dying. Still then he has been tortured. He has been forced to drink dirty water, drainage water, and still he is surviving. So they are surprised how to kill him, how to force him to be killed. Gournay, and so do I, Matrevis. Yesternight I opened but the door to throw him meat, and I was almost stifled with the savor. Even they can't bear the stench. Such a stenchful, a stinking environment was there. There was channel water, dirty water, rotten material was there. So when they went to offer him meat, actually they didn't offer him. Actually they throw it on the king. It was unbearable. The smell was unbearable. Matrevis, he hath a body able to endure more than we can inflict, and therefore now let us assail his mind another while. So that's why now they are surprised that we have inflicted so much, we have given so much pain to the king, but still he is not dying. So now we have to devise new more devices so that he can be inflicted and tortured, and in this way he may die. Gournay, send for him out thence and will anger him. But stay, who is this? So now they were thinking to inflict newer pains upon the king. At the same time, Lightbourne comes. Why has Lightbourne come to this castle? What is the intention of his arrival? As he has been instructed by his master, younger Mortimer, to kill the king, and the killing may be done in that manner that it should not be revealed. People should not be aware of the fact that he has been killed on behest of the protector, younger Mortimer. So that's why he is coming here silently with an ambiguous letter to these two people. Lightbourne, my lord protector greets you. And he hand over the letter to these two soldiers, the guards. What is here? I know not how to consider it. As it was intended, the letter was ambiguous, having two different meanings. The one meaning was to kill the king, the second meaning was to save the king. So they were confused, and it was thought upon. Gournay, it was left unpointed for the nuns. Edwardian occidere nolite timere, that's his meaning. So meaning has different points because this is unpunctuated, there is no comma, full stop. So therefore this letter has two different meaning. What meaning should be followed? Whether he should be killed or he should be saved. But the meaning is supporting the idea that he should be immediately killed. Know you this token? I must have the king. Gaveston token. Yeah, stay a while, you shan't have answer straight. This villain sent to make away the king. Now it is clear that he has to be killed. Gournay, I thought as much. Both are supporting each other. That the meaning should be followed. That this letter says that the king should be killed immediately. And when the murder's done, see how he must be handled for his labor. Prit Aesel, let him have the king. What else? Here is the keys. This is the lake. Do as you are commanded by my lord. Lightbourne. Lightbourne has been sent to murder the king secretly that nobody should know about the death. I know what I must do, get you away. Yet be not far off, I shall need your help. See that in the next room I have a fire, and get me a spit, and let it be red hot. So now Lightbore is arranging the things by which the king should be murdered. And he is also requesting these two guards to stay a while outside the room and wait. Within few seconds, within few minutes, he will be successful in killing this king. So that's why they are instructed to wait upon. Very well. Need you anything besides? Anything is needed? Any weapon? Anything? What else? A table and a feather bed? Nothing. These two simple things are required for the killing of the king. That's all. Yeah. So when I call you, bring it in. Fear not, you dad. Here is a light to go into the dungeon. Even the dungeon is dark. Nobody can enter the dungeon without taking a light. So that's why Lightbond is provided light, so that he can reach to the castle, to the king of England, gives light to Lightbond, and then exit with Matrevis. And these two guards, Matrevis and Gournay, they are allowed to be outside of the room and wait, and Lightbond will go to the king and kill him. So in this way, this planning is made. So Lightbond is going to the king so that he can kill him. With light he enters. So now, must I about this gear? Never was there any so finely handled as this king shall be. For here is a place indeed with all my heart. Actually, there is so darkness that he cannot reach the king easily. Keeping candles in his hand, he reaches there. Who is there? The King Edward is cautious. He is suspicious that someone is coming. And what may be the intention? Who is there? What light is that? Wherefore comest thou? Why are you coming in this way? And who are you? To comfort you and bring you joyful news. This is the meaning. That to comfort the king. How he may be comforted? Because he has been also welcoming the king, and at the same time he was also afraid of his death, so that's why he is suspicious of his death. A small comfort finds poor Edward in thy looks. Villain, I know thou comest to murder me. He was a king, and he was an intelligent king, so that's why he can easily understand that what may be the intention of this new arrival, newcomer. He has identified his face, that this face says that he has come to kill him, murder him. To murder you, my most gracious lord, far is it from my heart to do you harm. The queen sent me to see how you were used, for the relents at this your misery, and what eyes can refrain from shedding tears to see a king in this most piteous state. He has been hiding his real intention. His actual intention was to kill the king immediately, and nobody should know about this fact. But he feigns, he tells a lie that he has come on behalf of Queen Isabella to ask your news, to comfort you, how you have been living here, if the king feels any problem here. So he shows that he is the friend of the king, and he has come to ask his well-being, goodwill. Weepest thou already? List a while to me, and then thy heart wear it as Gournay's is, or as Matrevis, hewn from the Caucasus. Yet will it melt ere I have done my tale. This dungeon where they keep me is the sink, wherein the field all of the castle falls. O villains! Now seeing that Lightbond shows that he is his friend, so that's why he has been telling his bow story. That actually these two people, Gournay and Matrevis, they are inflicting distress upon me, pain upon me, and they have been torturing for few days. They are not allowing me to drink pure water, clean water. They are so not allowing any good clothes to wear, and they have kept me under this dungeon where the water, dirty water flows. So he has been actually kept in dark. King thinks that he is his friend. That's why he is sharing his pain so that he may be comforted. But the fact is that the intention of Lightborn is quite clear. He has come here to kill the king, not to support him. But he is saying his story, sad story, so that he may relent, so that he may have pity for the king and he may save him. So that's why King Edward is saying, and there in mire and puddle have I stood, this 10 days space in less that I should sleep. So he has been kept in a dungeon where there is water logging. 4 to 5 inches there is water, and he is standing in that water, and in that dirty water he cannot sleep, he cannot take rest. That is the situation of the king. He is sharing his sad story to Lightborn. This is the irony. No, this is the irony that the person who has come to kill the king is sharing his sad story so that he can comfort him, so that he can save him, help him. One plays continually upon a drum. They give me bread and water, weighing a king. They are disturbing me. They are always beating a drum, making sound, cruel sound, so that I may be disturbed. And they give me bread and water. This is the food of a king. In this way I can survive. He is complaining about his food. So that for want of sleep and sustenance, they are not allowing. My mind's distempered and my body is numbed. And whether I have limbs or no, I know not. So actually he is not allowed to sleep properly. Bed is not there. There is no proper fooding. So how can a person survive in that environment? This is the important line that he says further. Oh, would my blood dropped out from every vein, as doth this water from my tattered robes? Tell Isabel the queen I looked not thus, when for her sake I ran at tilt in France, and there unhorsed the Duke of Clermont. So now she has been memorizing, recollecting his life story. That tell this situation to Isabella, my queen, my wife, and tell her that she should recollect the time when I went to France and fight valorously to the king of Clermont, and in this way I have won her heart and married her. So please tell her this story. So for this I have been fighting for the king and I have married her. So certainly it was not the reason that I have married this lady. Lightborn. Oh, speak no more, my lord, this breaks my heart. Lie on this bed and rest yourself a while. This is irony. So I am not able to bear your sad story. So please don't tell me anything. If you will continue your sad story, I will have to pity you. So rather he wanted to kill him, that's why he is saying him. So please don't say all this and keep quiet and sleep on this bed quietly. So in this way Lightborn takes him into confidence that he is not actually the murderer, he is actually the helper. But the fact is that he is not a helper but a murderer. Yes, Lightborn. Oh, speak no more, my lord. Yes, King Edward. These looks of thine can harbor naught but death. I see my tragedy written in thy brows. But still then, he understands this. King Edward is able to understand, he can read the face of Lightborn. There shows death. The death is there on the face of Lightborn. So he can identify it, recognize it. I see my tragedy. Yet stay a while, forbear thy bloody hand, and let me see thee a stroke before it comes, that even then, when I shall lose my life, my mind may be more steadfast on my God. So still then he is requesting him, please allow me to say prayer to the God. There may be some chance. So it shows that your face shows that there is my death. So please stop for a while, stop your bloody hand, light pond. What means your highness to mistrust me thus? He is asking that why he is being mistrusted, why there is no faith in him. What means thou to dissemble with me thus? These hands were never stained with innocent blood, nor shall they now be tainted with a king's. Sometimes he thinks, light one ponders, that what should be done? He should be killed, or there is confusion. But this confusion should not last. Forgive my thought for having such a thought. One jewel have I left, receive thou this. This is bribe. So if you have come to kill me for money, I am giving you money. I have the last jewel upon my body. So I offer you, please don't kill me. Please help me. I still fear I, and I know not what's the cause, but every joint shakes as I give it thee. Oh, if thou harbourest murder in thy heart, let this gift change thy mind and save thy soul. If you have intention to kill me for the money, I am offering you this jewel. Rethink yourself and don't kill me. Accept this jewel and change your heart, change your soul not to kill me. Know that I am a king. Oh, at that name I feel a hell of grief. Where is my crown? Gone, and do I remain alive? He has already surrendered his crown. He has already been waiting for his death, but now he is afraid to see the death in front of him. So he is really afraid. You are overwatched, my lord. Lie down and rest. So don't worry. Please lay down. Please be comforted and sleep. But that grief keeps me waking. I should sleep. For not these 10 days have these eyes lids closed. Now as I speak they fall, and yet with fear open again. Oh, wherefore sitst thou here? Although he wanted to sit, he wanted to sleep, but his fear, he has fear in his mind that is not allowing him to sleep, and he thinks that if the king sleeps, he will be killed. So that's why suddenly he wakes up. He is not in a position to sleep, although his eyes are so heavy to sleep, but he is not sleeping, seeing the danger in the eyes of Lightborn. If you mistrust me, I will go on, Lord. He is complaining that why are you mistrusting me? I am not going to kill you. So have faith in me and sleep, lay down, sleep it. No, for if thou meanest to murder me, thou wilt return again and therefore stay. So king is suspicious of his nature, that if I sleep, you will come back and you will slay me, kill me. He sleeps, waking. Oh, let me not die, yet stay, oh, stay a while. He sleeps, but suddenly wakes up. The king is restless. He is not in a position to sleep. He is not in a position to take rest. Lightborn, how now, my lord? Something still buzzeth in my ears. His ears are buzzing. His ears are buzzing, making sound that something is going to happen. What is? That is certainly the death. And tells me, if I sleep, I never wake. This is the warning of the ear. If you sleep, you will never wake. So please be active, don't sleep. This fear is that which makes me tremble thus, and therefore tell me, wherefore art thou come? To rid thee of the life, Matrevis come, and inter Matrevis internet. So he is not sleeping. He is repeatedly asking this question, that why have you come here? So at last he clarifies that he has come to take his life, to draw the curtain of his life. So this is the evening of his life. So these two persons come, Edward. I am too weak and feeble to resist. Assist me, sweet God, and receive my soul. Because he is very weak now, he is not in a position to protest these three person. So that's why now he is praying to that God, that God should help him, God should save his life. Run for the table. Now Lightborn is asking for table. A table is required to kill the king. Oh, spare me or dispatch me in a trice. Again and again he is requesting not to kill him, to save him. But because the time has come for his killing, so that's why table is required, table is brought. So lay the table down and stamp on it, but not too hard, lest that you bruise his body. So now Lightborn is instructing these two people. Say, bring a table and keep the table on the body of the king and press it. Not so fast, not so hard, so that there may be sign of bruise. Bruise means internal injury. So there should not be mark of injury. This has to be kept in mind while murdering. So there should not be any sign, so that people may be suspicious that the king has been murdered. So he is taking precaution not to injure the king, but safely kill him. And in this way, at last, the king who has been the head of this nation was killed in that manner. Now Edward is no more. He has left this life, left this world. Matrevis, I fear me that this cry will raise the town, and therefore let us take horse and away. But these two murderers, these three murderers, they are cautious, that the sound the king has made, that may arouse the public, and public may gather there, and they may be suspicious that what happened. They will demand that what happened to the king. And if they knew that king has been murdered, there is no safety for these murderers also. So they will be chased away, they will be killed also. So that's why they are running just after the misdeed is done. No? So after killing the king, they are running fast by their horses. All three in three directions. Excellent. Well, tell me, sirs, what it not bravely done? Lightborn is happy. So it was done properly. He is successful in killing the king. Excellent. Well, take this for thy reward. What is the reward? He has been himself killed. That was the instruction of the Mortimer. After killing the king, you should murder Lightborn. This is also the irony. Just few minutes before, king was asking for his life, requesting for his life to save him. Now Lightborn, he is asking for the reward, that he has successfully killed the king without inflicting any injury upon his body. But what is the reward? He has been killed by Matrevis and Gournay. So in this way, the murderer is killed. What is the intention? The intention is quite clear, that the murder should be hidden. Nobody should know. How will the public know about this murder? Lightborn has murdered, and Lightborn is himself killed hereafter. And Matrevis and Gournay, come, let us cast the body in the moat and bear the kings to Mortimer our lord away. So now in this way, bodies are disposed. The body of Lightborn is